We earn money, save money and buy things. It is impossible to live beyond the economic cycle. What trends are dictated by world markets and how do they affect consumers? Watch it in People and Economy. Today in our program, how eco-friendly are ready-to-cook foods made in Kazakhstan? Frozen fruits and vegetables, can they be healthier than fresh ones? And by how much can a portion of dumplings empty the purse? The trend today is that the modern person has less time to cook food. Frozen pizza, cutlets, nuggets and ready-to-eat dinners and suppers are the standard menu of not only of townspeople, but for the village dweller as well, as states the sales statistics. Consumers agree to overpay for the time they save, and the global market for ready-to-eat food is growing rapidly. In Europe, for example, more than two-thirds of the food markets account for precisely the share of semi-finished products. The inhabitants of the CIS countries are not far behind. Almost each refrigerator contains ready frozen dishes. Meat semi-finished products are at the first place in terms of consumption. However, the market of frozen vegetables, the amount of which in the world today is almost 10 billion, also grows annually. Can semi-finished products be considered the eco-products, and how does this affect the price? It turns out they can. In this shop during the dumplings production, neither soya, nor starch, nor potato or meat substitutes are used. You see that we have real potatoes, onions, pumpkin, fomantas, everything's being boiled fried. Our production is not great yet. Everything is done not in large quantities, but almost every day our fresh products go to the stores. Manshuk opened her business approximately a year ago, and she believes that it is unique, because the concept here is to do everything sincerely and with warmth, even if it's just a dumpling production process. Mincing machines here are not the giant industrial units that can grind even the bones. They are similar to what we used to use at home. Recipes here are also traditional or rather domestic. We want our products to be delicious, and when we calculated the perfect recipe for our smashed potato, in order to improve the taste, we put special butter. Hence, our dishes, like potato dumplings, for example, became tastier.
Вареников, да, и мы выбрали определенное масло, да, не буду говорить бренд, да, какой, да, но от этого вареники наши намного стали вкуснее, да.
Of course, this production uses only domestic raw materials, which affects the cost of the final product.
Мы, конечно, мониторим цен по мясу.
We monitor prices for meat, potatoes, for example.
Когда не берем там, предлагают, например,
somebody offers low-level meat or low-level potatoes so that we can save on products. We do not accept this.
На продукции нет, мы берем все качественное.
We prefer quality. In 2017-2018 the prices were lower. We had a calculation for that year and we had to increase our prices a bit due to the fact that the price of raw materials has increased.
Выросла цена на сырье, и как бы мы не можем оставаться при той цене, но при этом не намного. Мы выросли там на 10 тенге всего лишь, да, но при этом качество осталось то же самое.
Whether expensive or not, consumer is to choose, thought people at this enterprise, and did not become confined to one price segment. There are products of premium class, packed and stuffed accordingly. There is also something cheaper.
Мы чуть-чуть добавляем жир, лук.
We slightly add fat and onion. At the expense of this, price segment is average, but we are not the lowest level if taken into account all producers in our city. Our price segment is average, so that a person with a salary of 60 or 70,000 tenge can afford buying our products.
70 тысяч он может позволить себе купить нашу продукцию. То есть это не high-class.
This enterprise provides work for several dozen people, despite the fact that so far it is considered a start-up and covers only the city of Almaty. Manshuk plans to begin to conquer contiguous markets. In general, the Kazakhstani market of semi-finished products has more than 2 decades. It all started with traditional dishes, the same mantas. Today, the list of products in this segment takes dozens of pages of commodity catalogs. As early as 10 years ago, mostly bachelors and students were eating semi-finished products. Today, the social demographic portrait of the consumer of ready-to-cook food has significantly expanded. Now practically everybody eats them, at least at the workplace. Our clients are mostly the working women who are engaged in business. They generally have no time to cook at home. In this regard, there was such an idea to help our busy women in housekeeping and produce products for households.
И производить продукцию для домочадцев.
The price of semi-finished products depends on many factors. If the enterprise uses machine modeling, it is lower. For example, for only 300 or 500 tenge you can buy a half-kilogram pack of dumplings produced in this way. However, many domestic companies for the production of semi-finished products are betting, nevertheless, on manual labor. The price of these products, by definition, cannot be low. Our shop is different from others in the manual labor. And this is a very important point now on the market. Why? Because everyone is switching now to the modern equipment, which can produce any product. We produce everything with our hands, because hands feel everything, feel the component with which we always work. Therefore, our main bet is now made on the manual labor, which will always exist.
Тот компонент, который мы работаем, с которым мы сейчас работаем. Поэтому наша сейчас, именно здесь можно даже сейчас сказать фишка, что это ручной труд, который был, есть и будет.
The Kazakhstani market of semi-finished products is saturated with frozen vegetables, berries, mushrooms of both domestic and foreign producers. The price for them is different and vegetables on average are cheaper. In addition, such semi-finished products are in fact healthier than fresh ones, which are produced by gardeners and truck farmers. At least British researchers say so. For comparison, frozen vegetables peas retain a third more vitamin C than fresh one, and frozen green beans almost half more. The thing is that due to the correct shock freezing, fruits and vegetables retain the maximum of useful properties. In addition, they do not contain additives, are cleaned, fast and easy to cook. Seasonality is the factor that does not affect the price of frozen products. In Kazakhstani supermarkets, a 400-gram package of broccoli will cost the consumer about 500 tenge, a pack of frozen mushroom assortment 800 tenge, and 300 grams of raspberries slightly more than 700. And all this is true for any season of the year. The factor that really affects the quality and cost of frozen food is raw materials. In Kazakhstan there are no problems with meat and vegetables, and accordingly in this segment there are many manufacturers. They certainly make a stake on a natural, environmentally friendly product. Our products do not contain any artificial additives, preserving agents, flavoring agents, coloring agents or taste enhancers. We use only selected meat from our local farms. Experts note the Republic has good prospects for the development of the market of food semi-finished products, and both for domestic consumption and for export, taking into account the growing worldwide interest in eco-products, beneficial to health and profitable for the purse. I think that in 20 years, indeed, the market of semi-finished products will take about 99%, because every year we see the growth of sales of semi-finished products. To date, in any country in the world, semi-finished products are a regional product. Therefore, taste preferences of the local population are first to be taken into account for the production. However, the export of such national dishes is actively developing. So you can see frozen pizzas, pancakes, hinkali and zrazas on shelves of local supermarkets. Most of the locals adhere to the meat menu, hence frozen dumplings, mantis and cutlets are largely widespread. But with the accession to the WTO, the prospects for domestic semi-finished products have expanded at least towards neighboring countries. It is now believed that semi-finished products play a significant role in solving the problem of food security in the world, not only in quantity but in quality, by the way. Moreover, Kazakhstani enterprises like the producers of other WTO member countries work in accordance with the famous Alimentarius Code. This is an international compendium of food standards, the rules of which include, among others, semi-finished products. The principal objectives of the code are to protect consumers' health and promote fair trade in food products. The world trade in semi-finished food products is growing annually, and it is not surprising because it is very convenient and quick to warm up the already prepared food. It is believed that the main producers of semi-finished food are the countries exporting meat, poultry and fish. Experts estimate the annual global market of frozen semi-finished products at almost $4 billion, and its capacity is about 2 million tons per year in physical terms. USA is the world leader in both production and consumption of semi-finished food products. Statistics shows that for most Americans to prepare dinner means to get from the refrigerator a tray with frozen food and warm it in the microwave oven. Experts estimated that only for a year the inhabitants of this country spend on frozen lunches and dinners over $60 billion. In the post-Soviet space, the volume of consumption of food semi-finished products is rapidly increasing too. Only in Russia, over the past 5 years, the sales of frozen food increased by almost a quarter. Economists associate such a leap in consumption with the growing prosperity of the inhabitants of the country. It is believed that semi-finished products are the offspring of high technologies of the last decades. But the fact is that the ready-to-cook food, which could be stored for a while, was invented back at the dawn of human history. Some historians say the first semi-finished product is flour. Dried and chopped tea leaves and traditional seasonings such as salt, sugar, vinegar and soy sauce are also considered the oldest ready-to-eat foods. Sometime later, people learned to make dried, salted and sun-dried semi-finished products from meat and dairy products. Curd, well known to the inhabitants of Central Asia, can be an example, as well as dry noodles and macaroni made from dough. And now, as always, in the end of the program, a useful tip: how to choose perfect semi-finished products on shelves of supermarkets without harming either your health or your wallet. Nutritionists confirm during the season time, fresh vegetables and fruits are vital. However, they advise to buy non-seasonal products in the frozen form rather than in the dried one. Of course, if the freezing itself was done properly. When choosing any food products, you should pay attention for the expiration date, and if we are talking about semi-finished products, then also for the terms of freezing. That is, if the latest strawberry ripens no later than September, then it cannot be properly frozen in December. The ideal package should be shadow-proof and airtight, and also contain information about the absence or presence in the product of GMOs, preserving agents and colorants. You should also be attentive to the amount of ice in the package, so as not to overpay for the additional water. It is strictly forbidden to refreeze semi-finished products and also to unfreeze fruits or vegetables under hot water. The taste and all useful properties could be lost. Therefore, any semi-finished product, be it nuggets, mantis or mushrooms, should be cooked immediately after removing the pack from the freezer. Did you know that the most expensive semi-finished product in the world can lightweight the wallet by almost $2,500? This is the cost of an 8 unusual dumplings portion in the Golden Gates restaurant in Bronx, New York. The uniqueness of the product lies in the fact that in its composition, in addition to veal, pork and salmon meat, there is a gland of deep-sea fish torch, so that even with moderate elimination, these dumplings emit blue-green light. The dish seems rather strange from the first sight. However, restaurant critics and gourmets around the world assure that there is nothing tastier in the world. The development of the market of semi-finished products directly depends on the level of the well-being of the population, experts say. Kazakhstani enterprises cover up to 95% of the local market, and on average their turnover grows by 10 to 15% annually. Producers, especially in agricultural regions, benefit from this, and integration relations at the state level allow consumers to try new semi-finished products of domestic production and compare them to taste and price with foreign ones.